Good morning. Welcome to another episode of The Conversation here on TOS TV Network, your digital first Pan African news network. And of course, I'm bringing you the show from Abuja, Nigeria's capital city. And my name is Adesu Suwalsi. Today on The Conversation, we're going to be talking about something that has been on the news for a few days now. Our suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police, Abba Kyari, has been back on the lips of most Nigerians. And that's because of the first reason is because he's requested that he be transferred from Kuje prison where he is currently being held over a threat to life. And then secondly, for countering the extraditment proceedings already submitted by the Attorney General of the Federation, that he be extradited to the US to face his full charges that is pending or that he's wanted for in the United States of America. So today on the show, we're just going to be looking at that. Basically, the troubles of being a SuperCop behind bars. And to join me in having that conversation in the studio here today is Jide Ojo, a development consultant, author and columnist with the Punch newspaper. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Adesha. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, it's a pleasure to have you. Now let's get straight into it. First of all, do you think that it was right to have sent him to Kuje prisons, considering the kind of job, the complexity of the job that he was doing before, being arrested? Was it right for them to have sent him to Kuje prisons in the first place?
Where else could he have been sent? It's in Kuje prison on the order of the court.
Yeah.
The court was the one that decided that he should be taken to Kuje prison rather than the EFCC, NDLEA custody. And this, I don't think he has a choice in this matter. Does he want to be under house arrest? Or, when you are alleged to have committed a crime, you cannot at the same time be the one to choose where your detention should be. So it's having a dose of what he has served many Nigerians. And of course, he is presumed innocent until found guilty. And I'm really pained and disappointed about those allegations that have been leveled against Abba Kyari. I consider him to be a SuperCop. And on many occasions, on many media platforms, I've actually rooted that we need many more like him to rid the society of criminal elements, bandits, terrorists, kidnappers, and all of that. But it came as a real shock last year when this news broke that he's been indicted in U.S. For aiding and abetting an international fraudster, hush puppy, Abbas Rahman. Better known as Hush Puppy. And the police has conducted their own internal investigation, and he was suspended. And while he was even still suspended, his case was yet to be decided one way or the other, because he has not been recalled from suspension. When another news broke of his indictment by NDLEA of having been a drug courier or, into drug peddling. And that is a very weighty allegation. And we saw videos. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, I did.
I did see the video of the sting operation where money was exchanged and even his voice. Unless he wants to tell us all of these were doctored. If they were not doctored, and why was he evading arrest by NDLEA? So even if you want to give him benefit of doubt on the Hush Puppy one, because what is trending now is that he claimed that it was a sting operation, and that he has the IG backing to do that, and that there were two communications to the IG that operation was going on 5 months before the arrest of Hush Puppy. What about the arrest by NDLEA? Is that also was that also a sting operation? How could you be involved in sting operation when you were on suspension? Don't forget, he has not been recalled from suspension. He has been relieved of that position. And while he was being, in the process of being either indicted or cleared, you are now having to face a bigger Because it's a bigger one. The first one with Hush Puppy is just aiding and abetting.
Yeah.
It wasn't actually the one that I was alleged to have committed the crime. But he was said to have been used by Hush Puppy to molest or wrongfully detain one of Hush Puppy's boys in Nigeria, quote and unquote, to teach him his lesson. And there are evidences, you know, of all the communications that took place between them in public.
But what do you think about his statement? Talking about the Hush Puppy's case, he did say, like, while refuting the Attorney General's, you know, request to extradite him to the US, he did say that his arrest and indictment in that case has a political undertone. Do you agree with that? I don't. Why so?
He should go and clear himself. You know, he who alleges must prove.
Yes.
The fact that he's even evading being extradited is the one that is giving us some worry that he has a lot, a skeleton in his cupboard. Because if he's sure of his facts and he has all the evidences that he's conducting a sting operation, I think the federal government should even avail him a lawyer or lawyers, you know, to say, oh, he's one of our own. We are aware of all that transpired. But it is the Attorney General and Minister of Justice that signed that extradition order.
Yeah.
And the Attorney General has said he has reviewed the case and he saw no reason why he should not be extradited. So for him to now be saying otherwise, I think he has something to hide. I definitely think he has something. Because if he's so sure, and don't forget, this affidavit before the Federal High Court, Abuja, was signed by his younger brother, Mohammed. Yes. And one, he was initially claiming his life was under threat in Kuje. Yeah. He wants to be removed out of Kuje. Yeah. Does he want to go to Gashua or go to, you know...
I think he's requesting to move, I think, to the DSS quarters or the NDLA quarters.
Oh, okay. Maybe the court will take a judicious note of that and see the need for... But, you know, for me to say it's politically motivated, that's what criminals always say. That, oh, they are being witch-hunted. You saw all the tricks by the political class who were indicted. Some will faint in court. Some will be brought on Gaza, what is it called, on stretcher to the court, feigning and dramatizing. Suddenly they have blood pressure, they have diabetes, they have heart failure.
So you think this is one of those?
This is one of the tricks. So, for me, coming back to your question, a clear conscience fears no accusation. And I believe that if actually what he did in the case of Hush Puppy was a sting operation, he should be able to get the support of federal government to even put up a defense for him. In US, after you know, acceding to that extradition order, the Inspector General of Police can approve, you know, witnesses, and even get a lawyer for him in US or from Nigeria that will go and put up a defense for him. That is our staff, is a senior staff, is a management staff, at least as a Deputy Commissioner of Police. You are not a rookie. So if he's very sure of his facts, that what he was doing was a sting operation, he has nothing to fear about that extradition. And it's not US now that is saying willingly. It's now the Nigerian government, through the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, saying, yes, they have reviewed the case and they have no reservation about him being extradited to US.
Talking about reservations, there's some Nigerians who believe that the court is deliberately stalling the process, because I know that the court is also giving him time to gather evidence and bring proof that it's actually politically motivated and all of that stuff. Do you think that should be, it should be coming at this time, or it should have come in the earlier stages, you know, of the investigation?
This case has dragged on for over 1 year.
Yeah.
And I feel that whatever defense he has to put up, he should have been able to gather those evidences and to prove himself. For him to say this is politically motivated does not hold water with me. Given the fact that unless he is saying that his traducers are Americans, because Americans did their own independent investigation, they reviewed the communication he had with Hush Puppy, and they were the one that indicted him. It wasn't EFCC, it wasn't ICPC, it wasn't any anti-corruption agency. It was just in the course of investigation of Hush Puppy.
Yeah.
They stumbled on that communication. Many of those, and you need to also see, Adesua, these are all afterthought as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
You know why? When this news broke out, he was so confident himself, he said this will pass away. He made a post on his Facebook wall, which he edited about 17 times before he finally took it down. That means he was not, he was very uncomfortable, and that is not, it's not on social media you prove your innocence.
True.
It's in court.
True, yeah.
And it's not Nigerian government that have indicted you.
Yeah.
It's the American government. And they sought your extradition. And it's not like, okay, it's not even seen as the primary suspect.
Yes.
Is allegedly aided and abetted a criminal. So, and if, like I said, if he is very sure that he was conducting a sting operation, as has been reported that he produced two letters,
yes.
Dated 2020, 5 months before Hush Puppy. If those evidences were he has those evidences with him, he shouldn't even be the one to say, yes, I want to go to the US to clear my name. You get? Yeah. And when he gets there, they will review the case. They will get in touch with the Inspector General of Police then, and they will look at all those correspondences. Is it true that, because he admitted in one of the maybe media interview or one of his posts that yes, he knows Hush Puppy and that he was introduced to him by somebody, and that he helped Hush Puppy to sew some clothes.
Yes, he said that.
You remember that? Yeah. And people were querying, where did the police officer becomes an Obioma that will be helping somebody to buy materials and sewing them and shipping them to somebody in US? Yeah. If you don't have a charming relationship with this person, you will not be doing those errands for him.
Yes, true that.
And are you the one in Nigeria, the only person he has in Nigeria? This guy is not even an Hausa man. He's not a Kanuri man like him. He's a Yoruba man. The Hush Puppy guy is Abbas Ramoni. He's a Yoruba guy. So if he loves your attire and he wants to sew it, it's for you to just give the contact and then let him deal with whoever. But it is you that still took custody of the clothing to ship it, and people are saying, no, this doesn't add up. If you didn't, and then they saw the communication of how he was asking Hush Puppy, how do we have him in our custody? What do you want us to do with him? And the Hush Puppy was instructing him, a deputy commissioner of police, I want to teach him a lesson. A lesson of his life, and all of this commission I have there, So for me, even though in criminal law a person is assumed innocent until proven guilty, if he has all his facts and figure, he should not be afraid of extradition. I believe it's even in US that he will get fair trial. Okay. You get, because the system is very thorough. You recall that the former governor of Delta State, it was in UK that he was caught in Dubai, extradited to UK, and he was made, and he served his time and he's back. So for me, I think he should just go and clear his name. More so that he has those strong evidences that he's putting, because even if he escapes being extradited, we have not seen the police report exonerating him after the investigation that was conducted on him. That's one. He was still suspended as at the time the second issue of NDLEA came up. And now they said they found over 2 billion naira in his account. How? What was he doing? What kind of business does he deal with? His salaries from the time he was recruited into Nigeria police up until now, can he justify the wealth he has acquired?
Okay.
More so, that money in his account, what was he doing there? So is this also a frame-up? Is it also politically motivated? Right. That video we saw, is it also doctored to indict it? These are things that he could only get justice through the courts, not court of public opinion.
Unfortunately, that's the time that we have on the show this morning. Well, thank you so much for joining me and sharing your thoughts on the conversation this morning.
My pleasure. Always
thank
a
you.
pleasure.
Thank you. And thank you for staying with me on the conversation this morning. Do not forget to we can continue the conversation across our social media platform. It's TOS TV Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Of course, subscribe to the channel on YouTube. It's TOS TV Network as well. And stream our website, www.tostvnetwork.com, for news, stories, and happenings from across the world. Thank you again. My name is Adesu Alsi. Please join me again on Monday.